Hello, and welcome back to our channel, where we delve into some of the most intriguing and chilling true crime stories from Japan. Today, we're exploring a case that shook Japan to its core, a story of deceit, manipulation, and murder. This is the tale of Kanae Kijima, also known as the Konkatsu Killer. Born on November 27, 1974, in Nakashibetsu, Hokkaido, Kanae Kijima seemed like an ordinary woman. Raised in a typical household, she graduated from Hokkaido Betsukai High School and later attended Toyo University's Faculty of Economics, though she eventually dropped out. But beneath the surface of her seemingly normal life lurked a manipulative fraudster and, ultimately, a serial killer. Kijima earned the nickname the Konkatsu Killer because of her frequent use of konkatsu, or marriage hunting websites. These platforms are designed for individuals seeking serious relationships leading to marriage. However, for Kijima, they became a hunting ground for her sinister motives. Her modus operandi was chillingly methodical. She would meet men online, present herself as a prospective bride, and quickly build a relationship. Using aliases like Sakura Yoshikawa, she fabricated stories about her life, claiming to be a piano instructor, a food coordinator, and the daughter of a University of Tokyo professor. She lived lavishly, or at least appeared to, renting luxury apartments and driving high-end cars, all funded by the men she ensnared. But things took a dark turn between 2007 and 2009, when several of her suitors died under mysterious circumstances. The facade began to crumble on August 6, 2009, with the death of 41-year-old Yoshiyuki Oide. Oide was found dead in his car in a parking lot in Fujimi, Saitama. Initially, his death appeared to be a suicide by carbon monoxide poisoning using a charcoal briquette, known as a yantan. However, inconsistencies at the scene caught the attention of the Saitama Prefectural Police. The supposed suicide didn't add up. As the investigation unfolded, police were led to Kijima, who had been dating Oide. Digging deeper, they discovered a disturbing pattern. Kijima had been involved with several men who had died under unusual circumstances. On September 25, 2009, she was arrested for fraud, having swindled money from Oide and others. But fraud was just the tip of the iceberg. Authorities began re-examining the deaths of her former lovers, and what they found was alarming. First, there was 70-year-old Sadao Fukuyama. In August 2007, he was found naked and deceased in his bathroom in Matsudo. The cause of death was undetermined, but Kijima had received a staggering 74 million yen from him. Then, 53-year-old Takao Terada. On January 30, 2009, Terada was found dead in his home in Ome, Tokyo. Like Oide, his death was initially ruled a suicide by carbon monoxide poisoning. However, prior to his death, 17 million yen had been transferred from his bank account to Kijima's. Next, 80-year-old Kenzo Ando from Noda. On May 15, 2009, Ando's house burned down in a fire that was later determined to be arson. His body was found with several yantan placed nearby, suggesting carbon monoxide poisoning. Kijima had stolen valuable paintings from his home, works by Ando's renowned painter father, and withdrew 1.9 million yen from his bank account immediately after his death. With each victim, the pattern was clear. Kijima would establish a relationship, gain financial benefits, and then the men would die under suspicious circumstances involving carbon monoxide poisoning and sleeping pills. As the investigation deepened, Kijima faced additional charges. By January 2010, she had been rearrested multiple times for fraud, while police meticulously gathered evidence for the murder charges. On February 22, 2010, she was indicted for the murder of Takao Terada. The trial was a media sensation. Public interest was so intense that over 1,000 people queued for fewer than 50 seats in the courtroom. The prosecution faced challenges due to the lack of direct evidence. The cases largely hinged on circumstantial evidence, since some of the deaths had not been initially ruled as homicides and lacked autopsies. Prosecutors highlighted the similarities in the deaths. All victims had been with Kijima before they died. Carbon monoxide poisoning was the cause. and items like yontan were purchased by Kijima prior to the deaths. They argued that these patterns pointed to intentional, premeditated murder. The defense, however, claimed that the men had committed suicide due to personal issues or heartbreak after Kijima ended the relationships. They pointed out the lack of definitive proof tying her directly to the murders. On April 13, 2012, the Saitama District Court delivered its verdict. Presiding Judge Kazuyuki Okuma stated, "The defendant repeatedly committed quite serious crimes that claimed the lives of 3 people. There is no room for leniency as the defendant committed the crimes for selfish purposes. She reiterated irrational excuses in court and did not show any remorse." Kijima was sentenced to death, making her the first woman in Japan to receive the death penalty through a lay judge system. She immediately appealed the verdict. The appeals process continued for several years. In March 2014, the Tokyo High Court upheld the death sentence, and Kijima took her case to the Supreme Court. Despite her efforts, the Supreme Court dismissed her appeal in April 2017, finalizing her death sentence. Interestingly, during her time on death row, Kijima remained active in her own way. She maintained her innocence, writing blog posts and even publishing memoirs and novels. One of her works, titled Praise, was published in 2015. Through her writings, she continued to express her perspective, though it did little to sway public opinion. She also married twice while incarcerated, changing her surname to Doi. Her ability to continue manipulating and engaging with people even from behind bars added another layer to the public's fascination and horror. Kijima's case is often compared to other notorious Black Widow cases in Japan, such as Chisako Kakehi, who was convicted of murdering several partners for financial gain. The term Black Widow refers to female spiders that eat their mates after reproduction, a chilling metaphor for these real-life cases. Her story raises critical questions about vulnerability, trust, and the potential dangers of online dating. It highlights how individuals can exploit systems designed for genuine connection to commit heinous acts. As of now, Kanae Kijima awaits execution at the Tokyo Detention House. Japan carries out the death penalty by hanging, and executions are infrequent and often conducted without prior notice to the inmates. It could be years before her sentence is carried out. The legacy of the Konkatsu killer serves as a grim reminder of the darker sides of human nature and the importance of vigilance in our personal lives. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of Japan's most unsettling criminal cases. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might find it interesting. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming true crime stories. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this case. Do you think justice was served? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and be aware.